Okay, so I wanted to create a little video here showing some of the problems with the most recent changes to Cobblestone that Valve has put into place. Um, not that long ago, we posted on the Global Offensive Reddit a thread that had a bunch of suggested changes for Cobblestone, and it seems like Valve has taken some of them into consideration, but unfortunately they seem poorly implemented. It seems like Valve took the ideas that the community provided and then spun them in their own way to make them make sense for Valve. So it's almost as if Valve heard our suggestions but decided to do things their own way. And one of the key problems that I have with the changes they implemented is the new tunnel that they put in mid. So if we go and take a look here, Valve implemented this new tunnel right here to connect the back of tunnels and B to A. It seems like a nice little suggestion that a lot of the community provided, and on paper it works great and it's awesome. The problem is it seems poorly implemented, and I'll explain why. One of the reasons people wanted this tunnel in the first place is because the rotate times on this map were way too long for counter-terrorists and way too long for CTs too. Terrorists had to pretty much commit to a site at the beginning of the round, and fakes became really hard. It's still a little bit better than it was, but here's ultimately the fundamental flaw of this new setup. So let's say that I'm in connector and I decide that I'm going to rotate around. So if I'm starting right here, just watch the timer here. Once it gets to 8 minutes, we'll take off. Right, and right here we're going to run through mid and up the old stairs into, or the new stairs into the back of B. So sure enough, we're running up the stairs, yada yada yada. And boom. 14 seconds. Not bad. It takes about 14 seconds to get from that mid area to here. So we're gonna run back. La da 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 da. Get ourselves edged up on this line. And at 7:25 we'll take off. Now we're gonna take the old way. So we'll run the old way. Remember, it took 14 seconds to take the new direction. So it took till 7:09 from 7:25, so it took, what, 16 seconds? And it took 14 to take the old way. So ultimately, Valve's new change to put in this tunnel, while it seems great, it only saves us 2 seconds in a rotate time. Which seems like it would be a lot more because of the way the map is designed, but moving the door, I think, to the inside as opposed to the outside helps us get around equally fast. So in my mind, this tunnel, it's just too far to justify. It's almost like, yeah, it's great because it's not as exposed to mid, T-side. You know, terrorists are not going to be sitting out here waiting to pick people off as they rotate. But in the same sense, they can just sit in this window up here and pick us off as we rotate. I mean, it wouldn't really be that hard for someone to just sit up here and pick people off as they come through the doorway anyway. So it really seems to me like Valve kind of dropped the ball on this. I know a lot of the people in the community wanted to see this sewer go bye-bye, and then this sewer would actually be the tunnel that connects into lower B. Stylistically, it makes sense because there's already a door here anyway. We could even make it a water entrance so that it was obvious where the T's were rotating or the CTs were rotating. Personally, I think it makes the most sense, but obviously Valve did not necessarily agree. So share in the comments what you guys think. And let me know if I'm not the only person that thinks this is kind of nuts. Later.